Hello buddy, welcome to another video. Today in the van we're going to try and get the trim up against the ceiling cladding and see if we can get that put up. Now we're going to try and do it using hot glue, which from experience should handle the insides of this fine, no problem at all. Obviously time will tell, but at least it's removable if we do need to shift anything around. But let's have a go, see what we can do with it. So there we go, little blob of glue. Doesn't need to be too much. Little blob. And press and hold the rope up to it. So you've got a few seconds before it actually goes off, so you can just make sure it's all nice and tidy. Then after a few seconds you can let go and that's stuck. So let's get cracking along and we'll get the first section finished for you. And a quick tip when you're using a glue gun is when your existing glue stick gets just on the inside of there, although it still pull through, if you go too far then you'll end up at a point you'll sort of go for it and there'll be nothing in there. So what I tend to do, grab hold of my neck stick, a little bit of hot glue on the end, popped in, just hold it for a second to bond, then that'll take that through with it. You've always got a complete stream of glue coming through. And that is one strip completed. I think the grey finished it off quite nicely. So now we've got that first strip done, we'll zip round and get that finished, but I'll do a little bits of filming as we go around, but for the most of it just be sort of exactly what you've seen there, so won't do it all, but give us a minute, we'll get that all up. So there we go, that's silver cord trim put in all the way around, which I think you'll agree finished that off really nicely. Now there was a couple of complicated areas, I'll just show you those now. Down in this corner, that's basically where the wiring loom comes down and then disappears into the back box section here to sort of disappear over to the other side. Obviously it's quite a curvy sort of piece on there, so rather than just doing sort of the little dots that we're doing, it's actually got sort of dot of glue there, just to keep it in that shape, and I think that's come out really well. And the finishing piece over the door, and it all tucks in into the corner nice and neatly. So another job done, and that essentially is everything as far as the ceiling goes completed. And there's a nice wide shot for you with lights on, which I think you agree looks really nice. So this is the side door with the panel popped off. Obviously you've got control cables for the door latch and the lock, so we've got to be a little bit careful how we put the insulation in, make sure it's not going to interfere with anything sort of running through. So this is how I'm going to do it. This is just a sort of a foam deadening piece, so that's ideal. The sound deadening's already sort of in there, so I don't need to worry about that. But I'm just going to light pack it, but I'm actually going to tack it on with a little bit of the spray glue, which should give us a nice little sort of keyed area just to pop that on, and then we'll get the vapor membrane in place. So let's get started on it. Now this is insulation that we use, it's recycled plastic, so it's essentially old plastic pop bottles. It's a really good insulator, really nice to work with, and it doesn't sort of make you itch at all. There's no itchiness to it, it's just really soft plastic fibres, but it's ideal for popping in here. So it weighs practically nothing, but it's got a fantastic insulation properties, so that's what we're using. bit about this insulation is you can just rip the pieces apart and feed it into wherever you want it to go. It's really quite sort of soft and fluffy for that. It's really quite good for it. But I'm not overpacking because I don't want to interfere with any of the movement on this. If I do need to get in at any point to actually change any of this, I want it to be easily accessible, so that's the theory behind it. So it's actually not going to take very much insulation itself to complete the job. And I'll put a little tiny piece just over here, but not actually stuck in, so it's just resting there. So if I need to, take it straight off again, access everything behind it. And that is ready for the vapour membrane to go on. Not the damp proof membrane, like I keep on calling it, but yeah, vapour membrane's ready to go on now, so let's go and grab a roll of that. So I've got this piece that I've cut out. It's not perfectly shaped yet, but I'm going to tack it along the top with the tape, and then I can actually tweak it a little bit, because obviously you've got the door shut just here. I'm going to just cut around, so let's drop a bit of tape up, which I've actually gone for some different tape this time as well, which hopefully will be a little bit easier to use, but we'll see. And that's the lower side door, insulated and vapour membraned, ready to have the carpeted panel put back on. And that's the top portion of the door, all nicely carpeted. Doesn't look too bad, I don't think. So let's crack on with the bottom panel so I can get that on. So that's the side piece done, as you've just seen. So the next stage is get some carpet on this bottom panel. Now we've got a ply panel for this, but it doesn't really fit particularly well. It's made to go over the top of this, so I'm just going to carpet this and then screw this up onto the door panel itself. So fairly straightforward. It's always the same as doing the walls, but basically it's just a case of get some glue on, going right the way up to the edges. So you can make a start, grab your carpet, do exactly the same as normal, get a glue on, and then just leave a little bit of an overlap on it, so I'll just wrap it around the edges, so line it up. I've got this interesting shape with the door strike handle. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to stretch that in. So I'll turn the panel around. So I'm working on this side. Get plenty of glue on the pieces that I want to be stuck down. Stretch of the carpet to actually form around it. and the observant among you will notice I've not done that piece. Reason being, because I'm actually going to do that in its own separate tripod, because there's quite a bit of cutout to do and some quite intricate shapes got to go around it, so that'll be done separately in a minute. Working with this, it's always worthwhile keeping a handy supply of fresh blades as well, because this carpet absolutely eats the blades. It's incredible. So there we go, one completed side door and lower panel all carpeted. I think that looks quite good actually, quite pleased with that. The fitment is still back on for the door handle itself and the lock mechanism, so that's all nice. But yeah, I'm happy with that, so that'll do us I think for today. So hopefully it'll give you a bit of an insight into how I've been doing bits and bobs. Like I said, the door panelling, it's a bit like doing upholstery, which I've done before, so it's not really that complicated. It's just really interesting with the stretch carpet, because you can make all the shapes form around the panels. Quite nice. So I'm going to leave it there for now, but hopefully next time you'll see us actually doing the back doors, and once they're done, that's all the carpeting sorted. It's time to get the lino down. So yeah, happy times, looking good. But thanks for watching anyway, and hopefully we'll see you again on the next one.